fares to win back customers.
Ford unveils a new hybrid Ranger, enticing tradies to go green.
And call centres rated and ranked. We reveal the best, plus expert tips to cut the time you spend on hold.
Live from Brisbane, 7 News with Sharon Gadella and Max Futcher.
Good evening. Residents have frantically packed their cars as a raging bushfire in Townsville crept closer to homes.
It's one of dozens of fires burning across the state, and tonight, a new warning: we're in for a hot, dry summer.
With flames on the hills and smoke filling the air, it was time to get moving.
Pack the cars and drive. Go to the nearest family and hope for the best.
Fresh warnings for a fire outside Townsville. Residents told, prepare to leave. This only the beginning of Queensland's bushfire season.
We know that we've got difficult conditions coming up later in the week, particularly Thursday.
Right now, there are more than 30 fires burning throughout the state, ahead of the worst conditions of the week. Forecast high temperatures to now bring high fire danger to the southeast, extreme in the west.
A lot of these fires we're seeing at the moment are wind-driven fires.
An early test for the state's shrinking force of volunteer firefighters. In 2019, there were 36,000 rural fire brigade members, now 10,000 less. A product of tighter entry requirements and a training program not suited to the job.
We are now going into a fire season with that failure writ large and with a lack of brigade members.
Of course, we'd love more volunteers.
An already difficult task made harder by the fact some fires are caused by malice or stupidity. Police are investigating if hoons are to blame for this Beerwah blaze. It's believed burnouts sent sparks into tinder dry grass. One vehicle was left behind with a busted wheel.
Well, obviously it's a concern as to how these fires started. We are following a number of leads as to possible causes of the start of the fires.
That reckless behaviour continues to cause dramas here in Beerwah. The fire is still burning and water bombers have been called in all day to try to douse the flames and contain the blaze. Aerial and ground crews kept busy trying to keep the fire under control.
The fire is contained within the boundaries that we did put in place yesterday. However, we still have pockets of fire within there. With the conditions, yes, it will prove challenging.
Knowing these blazes are just the start of a long week. In some good news, most of those fires right around the state are tonight contained, including the one here at Beerwah, thanks to the ongoing efforts of crews many of whom are coming in for a spell tonight and will remain here to keep an eye on any spot fires. But to give you a sense of how quickly things can change, we saw another separate fire at Udlow, not far from here, that started to impact on a train line. That shut down services for some time while crews got on top of those flames. And just to our east here at Aura, the housing development, another line of fire heading towards homes. Again, it was crews, this time from the air, that got on top of that and saved the day. Likely so many crews around the state are going to be pretty busy this week.
They will be. Joel Dry bringing us up to date there. Now to Tony Auden, and it promises to be a long fire season ahead.
Yes, it does, Sharon. No surprises here, but today the Bureau of Meteorology have declared an El Nino. That means a lack of moisture coming in from the Pacific Ocean, but it's not just that. A positive Indian Ocean dipole is also in effect. That is pretty much the El Nino of the Indian Ocean. When both of these occur together, conditions are generally much hotter and drier than normal as they shut off all of those main avenues to drive rainfall. That means it should last through much of spring and summer, and it reinforces what we've been saying, that it should be a nasty fire season ahead. And right on cue, we are set to start heating up tomorrow. I'll be back soon with the forecast.
Thank you, Tony. Victims of youth crime are preparing to protest